Hey everybody, this is Frilioth and welcome to another Minecraft tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to build this automatic chicken cooker that works in 1.14. I'll put a list of everything you need on screen now, so you can pause the video if you need to. So you're going to need 46 blocks of choice. You're going to need 8 glass blocks, any colour, doesn't matter. You're going to need 19 slabs. You're going to need 2 stairs, a bit of glowstone. You don't need the glowstone, but you don't want the chickens to be sat there in the dark, do you? You're also going to need 2 observers, 2 dispensers. These have to be dispensers and not droppers. You're going to need 2 hoppers, 2 pieces of redstone dust, and a comparator. And then for the storage, you're going to need a chest. You can use a double chest if you want to. You're going to need a hopper minecart. Now make sure this is a hopper minecart, a minecart with a hopper in it, because a normal minecart won't work. So a hopper minecart it has to be. You're going to need a rail, any old rail will do, and a piece of carpet. So once you've found a place to build this bad boy, you want to dig out a little trench, a little 3 wide trench, and put a chest in the middle, like that. And then you want to whiz around the back and put down, you want to crouch and put in a hopper facing into the back of that chest. Okay, like that. It has to be pointing into the back of that chest. Then take out your stairs and just put 1 stair there like that. And now you can access that chest from the front. Now get your rail and you want to just crouch and put a rail on top of the hopper. It doesn't matter which way it's facing. It depends on which way you're building the farm as to which way the rail's facing, but it really doesn't matter. And then on top of that, you just want to put down your hopper minecart. And I will bang on about this. It has to be a hopper minecart. A normal minecart won't do. Now behind that, you want to put down a solid block like that. And then on top of that solid block, you need to put down 2 dispensers. So take out your dispensers and you want to put a dispenser there. And then you're going to have to crouch and put another dispenser on top, both facing forward. And now at the bottom, on the face of the bottom dispenser, you want to put a slab. You're going to have to crouch and put a slab like that. That's where the baby chickens are going to stand. And when the lava is dispensed out of the top dispenser, it'll kill the adult chicken and the drops will land on top of the slab and get sucked through by the hopper minecart underneath. Now whip out your blocks again, put a solid block just there, and then on top of that solid block facing into the back of that dispenser, you need to put down a hopper. So you'll have to crouch again, look at the back of the dispenser and put in the hopper. So the nozzle is pointing straight into the back of the dispenser. Then another solid block there, and on top of this block, you're going to need a comparator. So that now pulls a signal out of the back of that hopper when the chickens, the feeder chickens are going to be in here. When they lay their eggs, the eggs are going to go through there. The comparator is going to pull out a signal. On top of that, you want to get up on top of your hopper, look down at your comparator, and then take out your observers, and you're going to have to crouch and jump at the same time. But if you crouch and jump and then put down a dispenser on top of that comparator, like that. Okay, so you've got the smiley face, the detection part at the bottom. You've got the redstone output at the top. If you weren't to crouch when you were stood on the hopper, all you'd do is put that into subtract mode. You wouldn't actually put the observer down. So make sure you're crouching and jumping at the same time. So now you should have something that looks like that. Now while you're up here, you want to take out your piece of carpet and you want to put a piece of carpet on top of that hopper. Now this is aesthetic. I don't think there's an issue anymore, but in the past, in older versions of Minecraft, if you put chickens on top of hoppers, they would sort of fall into the hopper and cause all kinds of trouble. So if you put a bit of carpet on there, that just stops that from happening. Now we can start putting a frame around this bad boy. So get to one of the corners, doesn't matter which one, and you need to put down 4 blocks like that. And then you just fill in around the outside of the farm all the way around till you get to this side, and then do another 4 blocks, and then you can join those up in the middle like that. Now take out your stairs again, and you want to put a stair, an upside down stair just there covering that hopper minecart. So now, as I mentioned, you can, if you were to put a solid block on there, and I know you guys know this, if you put a solid block on there, you won't be able to access the chest, so it does have to be a stair. Okay, and then you can fill in the front with a bit of glass. Now, round to the side again, you want to put 2 pieces of glass there so you can see in. And then your solid blocks again. Couple there, 1 there, a bit of glass there so you can see your feeder chickens. These don't have to be glass. You can put solid blocks in there if you like. If you're building this into the side of a wall and all you can see is the front, then these can be solid blocks, so they don't have to be glass. I just like seeing in. And then fill in all the way around the outside. Like that. Another bit of glass just there. Solid block there and there, and then some glass there and there. And now you've got something that looks a little bit like that. Now get back up on top again, and you need to put a ring of solid blocks, a block of choice, all the way around the outside. Okay, like that. And then above here, where the chickens are going to stand, the baby chickens are going to stand, grab yourself a bit of glowstone or a jack-o'-lantern or a sea lantern. It doesn't have to be glowstone, as I mentioned. You can use a solid block if you want, but if you use a solid block and when it gets dark, it's just going to be dark in there. And also, if you're in a dark place anyway, when the lava comes out, it'll cause lighting updates, and you don't want the lag caused by lighting updates if the area that you're in is dark. So by putting some glowstone up there or a light source up there, that minimizes the risk of lighting update lag. Now we need to get some chickens in there. Now you can do that any way you want. You can throw eggs in there. You can entice them in using seeds. But one way or the other, you need to get eggs in there, but chickens in there. But before you do it, we need to put 2 temporary blocks. So I'm just going to use dirt so I know they're temporary. There and there. If we don't put those blocks there, when you try and get the chickens in there, they'll just jump out. Okay, so a couple of temporary blocks. I'm going to spawn in 25 chickens. Now, you can have 25 chickens in a 1x1 block before they start to cram. Now, a lot of you are going to ask, why don't you put ladders in there or vine and throw in 500 chickens? Well, the short answer is because it's not really worth it. There are a couple of good reasons. Firstly, it's going to cause lag. It's going to affect your passive mob cap by having so many chickens in there, especially if this is in a spawn chunk. And also, if there are loads of chickens in there, they'll be laying loads of eggs. And the farm works by detecting an egg going through the hopper at the bottom and then firing the dispensers at the front to kill the chickens. If you had a constant supply of eggs going into that hopper, the comparator at the back wouldn't detect it. And therefore your farm would break and it would just back up. So this relies on the fact that you don't have 50 chickens in there. So really, unless you're building this on a server and you've got 50 people all using the same chicken farm, and if that's the case, you need a bigger chicken farm anyway. If this is on your own individual world, or you've only got a few people using it, 25 chickens is more than enough. You will never eat more chicken than this will produce. So there's no point in sticking vines or ladders in there in order to be able to cram more chickens in the hole. It's just not worth it, and it will break the farm. So one way or another, get your chickens into this hole. So when you've got all your chickens in there and they're looking all happy, you want to get to the front of the farm, take out an observer, and you want to look at that temporary block and then put an observer down. You want the redstone part facing this way. You want the smiley face at the back. Okay, so when you put it down, make sure the redstone part isn't at the top. If you were to put it in like that, it wouldn't work. Okay, it has to be like that. Redstone output at the front, the smiley face detection at the back. And now grab your redstone dust, and you need to put a blob of dust on there and a blob of dust on there. You can either crouch and put it directly on top of the dispenser, or you can actually place it on the side of that block. If you were to click on the side of that block, it will put it on the dispenser, so you don't have to crouch to do that then. So now you've got that in there like that. You need to take out your bucket of lava and put it in the top dispenser. And now you just need to cover the top with slabs to stop mobs from spawning and make it look nice. So there you have it, a 1.14 working automatic chicken cooker. Now this isn't 100% lossless. Like the last one was, this one isn't. because every so often, if you get a couple of chickens in there at the same time, when the larva's dispensed, on occasion it will only drop the meat from one of the chickens, which is another reason not to have loads of chickens in the back, because you really want these growing up one at a time. If they grow up one at a time, you'll get more drops. If they grow up 3 or 4 at a time, there's a chance that you will start losing drops. So, as I say, that's another reason why you only need 25 chickens at the back. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, an automatic chicken cooker that works in 1.14. Thank you very much for watching, I really do appreciate it. If you have enjoyed the tutorial, please don't forget to leave it a like. And if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future tutorials. This is Frilioth, and I'm out of here.